months ago, we quit sugar and it absolutely transformed our lives. So in this video, we're going to be telling you all about our journey whilst making delicious treats because yes, we still eat dessert every single day.
Yeah, I love getting creative in the kitchen and making all different types of desserts. I literally eat dessert after breakfast and dinner.
But all the desserts, of course, sugar-free, which you're probably wondering, how is that even possible? And we're going to show you. But when we quit sugar, it was really important for us that we had good alternatives because we do like sweet things, and having sweet things isn't necessarily bad. It's just where the sweetness is coming from.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that I've noticed since I've quit sugar, which it has just blown my mind because it's now in like retrospect, is how much like my face has changed. My face
Even
used
I
to
can
be
see it.
really
Yeah.
bloated. My body composition was bloated. I was really inflamed. I didn't realize this, but I was actually really addicted to sugar. Like every evening, a couple of hours after eating dinner, I would get cravings. I would go to the fridge, I'd be searching all the door. Is there any chocolate here? What sweet things are in there?
Yeah.
Now, I never ever get that. And I think that is because I had an addiction to a very addictive substance, which sounds kind of like, oh, like I'm being really over the top. But the more I've looked into it and all the research I've done, and also having this like contrast of how it used to be before, now like I've got this clear understanding of it. So we're going to be telling you everything about sugar in this video. And
yeah, also for me, I noticed a big difference in my skin. I've struggled with acne a lot throughout my teenage years, and sugar can really affect your microbiome, and your gut health and your skin health is very like linked. Like you wouldn't believe, like the foods that you eat, your gut health can really affect like the other areas of your body. Like the whole body is connected. So just something like that where you're putting that stressor on your body, eating this completely unnatural man-made food. Well, it's not even a food, this man-made thing.
Yeah.
Like, how is that going to affect you?
Also, it affects your hormones, and that can trigger things like acne, PCOS, mood swings, really bad PMT. It can affect your relationships with people, and it can lead to other metabolic diseases, which isn't ideal. But don't worry.
You don't have to quit dessert.
You don't have to, and we're going to show you.
That's the most like transformative thing about it is you think, oh no, so what do I eat? Just lettuce? No.
This is something we're really
lettuce.
passionate about. I never thought we would get to this point in my life. I always thought I was going to be the woman who would raid the fridge and I'd have cravings. I thought it was my personality type, and I didn't realize it's because I wasn't in control of my body, because I was being controlled by sugar. So the first thing that we're going to show you, which is something we pretty much have nearly every single day,
is date bark. I love this one because it's so easy, it's raw, and you can't really go wrong with it. You don't even need to like measure anything out. Also, guys, I just have to mention the reason why I've really been getting into desserts recently as well, and you guys keep asking me for like recipes and stuff. So I am actually thinking of making a little project where I fully explain every single recipe. Yeah. Let me know if you guys would like that.
That is why our cupboards are full of all of these ingredients, because Mia is being a very busy bee in the kitchen.
So I actually already got started with this. That's how much of a busy bee I have. So this literally took me like 30 seconds. I don't know how many dates I got here. To be honest, we usually make quite big batches of things because, like I said, we all like to eat a lot of sweet things, and there's 6 of us, and it does tend to, you know, get demolished pretty quickly. So basically you just get the dates.
I think we also need to give a little introduction about Medjool dates.
Yes.
They're very important in this journey.
This is like one of the key things in the no sugar journey. Mum's gonna open up a packet so we can show you.
These are really hard to open up. We are super passionate about, especially Medjool dates. They're the best ones. They're also known as like nature's candy, nature's toffee, and they are a fruit. So yes, fruit does have sugar in it, it's fructose, but because it's combined with all the fiber of the fruit, nature has packaged this sugar up in a really clever way. So the fiber slows down the absorption of the sugars. It's full of loads of minerals and vitamins. Like it's packaged in a way where it doesn't give you massive blood sugar spikes and like weird cravings. Like I feel like Medjool dates were even what they used in Ramadan to break their fast. So after a period of not eating, they'll have a Medjool date, and these are so squishy and chewy and toffee-like. So if you've never tried one before, they are
definitely
incredible.
You can just eat them like this, and it's great. But if you want to, you know, like amp it up a little bit, basically I just get the dates, put them in half like what Mum just did, and make them flat. I'm gonna add this one, and then you just kind of lay it all down to make like a layer of the bottom of the date bark. And this is kind of a bit like a Snickers bar vibe. It's very delicious. Everyone is obsessed with this, who I've ever given it to, and it
so you kind of make a base layer with smushed dates.
And it's really convenient because you see they have the very thin like skin on the outside, so you don't even have to worry about it sticking, and it already creates like a solid base for you. And if you like smush the caramel together, it all sticks.
Do you want some nut butter?
Yes. We need some nut butter. You can literally do any nut butter. You could even do sesame, you know, butter, tahini, if you wanted to make it nut free, you know, for allergies or whatever. And you can kind of just, I'm gonna do hazelnut.
It doesn't take you that long over to make
this. Is so quick, and it also doesn't have that long of a set time as well if you want your dessert, you know.
I'll be your assistant, Mia.
Thank you.
Also, a good thing about Medjool dates as well is when we decided to quit sugar, so we were having like healthier ice creams for dessert, but they had like basically ice and sugar in it, and we realized that wasn't ideal, even though it was like kind of a healthy ice cream.
It was organic, but it still had ice and sugar in it. So just because something's organic doesn't mean that it's the best.
So a couple of desserts while we were living in London, because this journey started about a year ago, not 8 months ago, but we've slowly been transitioning, and it wasn't until we moved to Spain that we were like, right, we're going to do this. But it's something that's been on our mind for a couple of years, to be honest, because Sienna's dentist like really recommended us not to have sugar anymore. Her reasoning behind it is not only because it can cause tooth decay, but because it obviously feeds bacteria on your teeth, which then like breaks away the tooth enamel and causes cavities. But also when you eat sugar, it's very acidic on the body, so your body will then draw minerals out of your bones and teeth to to alkalize your blood. So then you're basically losing minerals while you're eating refined sugars, so that can weaken your bones and teeth, and it's just not ideal. So I kind of always felt like
I actually need a spoon.
Okay.
Spoon's much easier.
So I kind of always have wanted to go on this journey, and I kind of knew deep down like I had an issue with like sugar and things, but I just thought it was impossible.
Yeah, and it just seems so like overwhelming and a big deal. But if you break it down and just slowly make like little choices, like for example,
little swaps.
Mum could show you some good like transitional things.
So we started stocking the fridge up with Medjool dates. So whenever any of us got a craving, we would just grab Medjool dates, we would eat them like this, and then we would also have for dessert, we started having berries with like coconut yogurt, didn't we? Which was quite good. But what I noticed was when we first were in the transitional stage of cutting out refined sugar, there is a process where you may crave sugar even more because your body is kind of withdrawing. So I think they say, some people say it takes about 3 days for the sugar cravings to go, but I think it can be even longer because sugar can be like
a mental thing,
a mental thing, a habit as well. And also your gut bacteria has got to adapt and change. So while we were transitioning, I'm a big, massive cake lover. So whenever I did baking or making sweet treats, these are some of the better for you alternatives that I use. And now maybe we might use these now and then.
These are good for a treat. I try not to have these sorts of things like every day.
Yeah, so a good replacement for like ice and sugar, like granulated sugar, all the sugars that you see on the supermarket shelf, not the alternative ones, are these. So coconut sugar is amazing. I think it's basically not as refined as regular sugar. It comes from the coconut and it kind of looks like brown sugar. Another one is agave nectar that comes from the agave cactus. And another one is maple syrup that comes from a tree. I think your body like deals with these a lot better. That is still going to give you a big like blood sugar spike and things like that, but just the way, basically this is anecdotal and from my own experience, but if I have a birthday cake made from maple syrup, coconut sugar, agave, I feel completely different to then like a birthday cake made of ice and sugar and regular sugar. Every time I used to have a birthday cake, I just thought this was normal and put up with it, but I'd get a massive headache, my heart would be racing.
It doesn't even necessarily taste
my
that
teeth
good.
would feel coated and weird. And then a couple of hours later, I'd feel so like low in energy, and I'd be craving another slice. Whereas if I have a birthday cake made like this, I kind of just feel like satisfied.
Yeah, it feels like a nice treat, and then you're done.
Yeah,
which is what you want. Anyway, so I've put a nice, quite thick layer of nut butter. Cashew and hazelnut is what I've decided to do today.
And yeah, another thing as well is about sugar, which I learned recently. But sugar was like reprocessed sugar was introduced into like England, I think, in the 17th century in like the courts. This is like, you know, the wealthy people had access to it. And it was actually used as a recreational drug, which is really, really interesting. But the way sugar affects your brain, it actually makes you release dopamine. So people actually get really addicted to the dopamine surge that they get. So that when people eat sugary things, like, I don't know, a candy bar or whatever, you feel like this sense of energy, but it's actually dopamine.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's
so it is, and people do say that sugar is just as addictive as like Class A drugs.
That is crazy.
So it's like a legal drug that we have nowadays, which is socially acceptable, and it's given to kids, and it's marketed at children, which I think is really like kind of unethical. But don't worry, guys, there are some amazing alternatives in here. This is like a bit.
The next step of the date bar is to put some chocolate. So you can get shop-bought chocolate without sugar. This one's actually sweetened with agave. I personally like with this shop-bought chocolate to get this agave one, because I find when the chocolate isn't fresh, it just tastes a bit more bitter.
Well, this is the Spanish chocolate available here, but
it's not the best quality. There are some really good ones in the UK.
Yeah, but our favourite one was Ombar. That was really good. It was made with coconut sugar. And there's another brand called Hue. And we actually do have our favourite chocolate bars, both of those, listed on Glowing Healthy, which is our health website. We actually do have a food and drink section as well, where you can see like loads of all of like the products we use in baking and things like that. So we've been adding to that slowly as well to help some of you guys.
Yeah, my favourite thing to do is make homemade chocolate though, and I don't add any sweetener to it because it just naturally has sweetness. I always add like a little bit of cinnamon, which adds a bit of sweetness as well, but I just get this cocoa butter and it's like in these. Let me open it and show you guys.
Yeah, Mia's homemade chocolate is the best.
It's just these, which you can eat them on their own. They're quite strong on their own, but like just one is nice, like a nice little, if you want a bit of healthy fats. And then I obviously add cocoa powder to that. But we've kind of ran out and we're waiting for it to get delivered. So I'm going to make some with this chocolate. I'm probably going to need like 2
But you can
bars,
mix a bit of like coconut oil with that, couldn't you?
Yeah, I'm going to dilute it a bit with coconut oil because it comes out very thick as well. I'm not keen on this chocolate for making it.
No, but what Mia's been doing lately, we don't even add agave or maple syrup to things now. We've just been using dates.
I really tried, especially the last few months. I'm trying to, you know, really work on it and only say, you know, things like agave for a treat, because I realized I don't even need it. Like, dates are delicious, and that's what I'm doing with my recipes, really trying to work out how to make desserts which actually nourish your body. Like, eating it is like actually like got loads of nutrients and good things for your body, and there's nothing which is like a stressor of, or like, you know, unbalancing for your body, which you then have to, you know, eat healthier foods to like combat it. This is like the healthy food which you should be eating.
It's a win-win situation. You can eat this, it's nourishing your body, it's satisfying you, because I do think it's natural that humans want to taste sweet things. Like fruit exists for a reason.
Fruit is delicious.
And I always like having a savoury and then something sweet afterwards. I think that's just the way the taste buds enjoy it. And I think in the past people did used to have sweet things for dessert and it was fine, and that's because it was just made of like natural things. But nowadays everything is just like being ramped up to kind of stimulate us, to kind of like, we're in a society now where everything just has to be like next level, like, you know, like what's like social media, like the way videos are edited, like next level stimulation, sugar next level. And I think we've all got desensitized. And one thing that I noticed was now I'm used to a cleaner taste palette and like getting my sweetness from things like dates. Now if I accidentally have something with sugar in it, because it happened the other day, I went to Starbucks and they put some syrup in it, it made my matcha latte taste so sweet. I didn't like it, and my tongue and my mouth felt so bad afterwards.
Too much. Your taste buds calibrate, and like your, you know, it's nicer.
Right, so yeah, Mia's showing you her favourite date bar, but later I'm going to be showing you like a dessert that you can make if you have people come over. And then also Cara and Calm are going to show you a really fun recipe that they can make, because like if you've got kids or little siblings, like Cara and Calm absolutely love all of the things we've made. And I think it's really important that children aren't like denied anything sweet. I just think like as humans we're meant to have carbs, we're meant to have sweetness, but just from the right sources. So this has been a big thing for us of like finding things which are really fun and delicious and that we enjoy eating.
Okay, so this is the chocolate, and I'm now just going to literally pour it on top and create a nice thick chocolate layer.
That looks so good.
Ooh, look at this.
I do think that you should put a chocolate recipe in the book for people who want to make their own chocolate, because there's something like so different about
it's so nice having your own chocolate
when it's fresh.
Makes it so good.
Yeah, fresh chocolate tastes different.
It doesn't really take that much longer anyways, because it's not like you don't have to melt it anyways.
That looks so good. So it's kind of like chocolate bark, but it's date bark with chocolate on it.
The dates add the delicious like sweetness and caramel layer. The nut butter adds a really nice fatty, just delicious. I love nuts.
Like a chewy bit as well, isn't it?
And then yeah, it's like chewy, like gooey layer. And then we've got the chocolate for a nice like crunchy hard layer, and you know that chocolatey delicious richness. Classy.
And chocolate's good for you, isn't it?
Chocolate's so good for you, dark chocolate. Anyways, so now this really like just completes it after all those delicious layers that I just told you about. We need the little tang of salt, and it just really, really completes it, because it's like salted chocolate caramel bark, basically. Calling it date bark kind of makes it sound good. It's kind of trendy.
It's downplaying it a bit.
It's downplaying it a bit. This isn't just dates. Like, this is next level deliciousness. And you just pop this in the freezer or the fridge. I'd recommend storing it in the fridge, but just while the chocolate is setting, to make it set a bit quicker if you're impatient.
But the thing about date bark, it did actually go viral for a reason, didn't it?
Yes. And it's just...
I do think some things go viral for a reason, because they actually work really well.
And it's so quick and easy and convenient, and I only need to leave it in there for like 15 minutes.
So we'll have to show you guys it when it's done, once it's set.
For the next recipe, I have my very enthusiastic 2 little helpers. These are master chefs actually, and they are experts in raw and sugar-free desserts, aren't you? Yeah.
Well, we are kind of a little bit like chefs, mini chefs, because
Yeah.
I cut the herbs for dinner. I used to make salads.
Yeah, you do. You help out a lot in the kitchen.
And Chloe, you help out, don't you?
Yeah.
By always scraping out the bowls.
You help clean everything, don't you? It's like the pre-washing up.
He's the Hoover.
Yeah. Anyway, so this recipe I've actually never made before. This is just an idea that I came up with in my head, and I really hope it comes out good. I think it will. And this is kind of what I've been doing for all of my desserts, which I'm planning for my...
For the chickpeas.
Anyways, so I am actually going to be making instant cookie dough. It might have to be chilled in the fridge for like 5 minutes. I think I probably will do that. But basically, I'm going to keep it really simple, and this is actually going to have a secret ingredient, and that is chickpeas. And this is going to add like the floury element. It adds a nice, you know, like cookie dough color. And also, you know, chickpeas are really good for you, full of fiber. And yeah,
and
it's gonna
protein.
have protein, yeah. So we're gonna probably start off with some dates. And I like to pre-soak the dates in hot water for a lot of things, because it just makes them a bit extra gooey and like easier to mash, easier to blend. So I reckon probably all of these dates will be good to add. And then this is why I needed some little helpers. Do you want to start mashing it, Karma?
Yeah.
Mashing up the dates. We want these to be really gooey, caramel. These are gonna add lots of sweetness. It's gonna be delicious.
You love mature dates, don't you guys?
Yeah. I love when
Now,
you're
while you're
fresh.
mashing that up, I am going to be getting some cashew butter. This is going to add loads of healthy fats and deliciousness and more of that, you know, like cookie dough texture and flavor. Do you want to add a bit of that? But it actually needs mixing a bit, because it's kind of separated. Do you want to mix it up a little bit? I'm not sure how much of the chickpeas to add, so we'll just start off with a little bit.
Mash your
and
chickpeas
add
as well.
more. Yeah, mash it all up. You might need a fork, might be easier actually.
You could also put that in a food processor.
You could put it in a food processor. I have actually ordered one, but I'm waiting for it to get delivered. It's taking longer than expected, which is kind of sad. I hope it actually makes it through customs, because I ordered it from the US. Do you want to add a couple spoonfuls of the nut butter? It's going to add a nice sticky consistency to it as well. And what? Just hear me out, okay, guys? This isn't me experimenting. Some of the things in the kitchen hasn't always gone right. But what I like about raw cooking is it's actually much easier, because you can kind of just, as you go along, how it tastes is how it's going to taste.
Well, this technically one is,
baking.
by the way, this one technically isn't raw because the chickpeas are cooked.
Okay, let's say no bake.
Yeah.
No bake recipe.
Sorry if I'm being pedantic, Mia.
No, you are. You're right. Some of the things I am making are truly raw. Some of them are just no bake. I have also been experimenting with baked cakes, and also trying to not use flour. So I just use, you know, oats or buckwheat, which I freshly grind there and then, which just makes it much fresher.
Whoa.
Wow.
You two love nut butter, don't you?
Definitely needs
that smells good as
some
well.
welly done to it. So I actually decided to add some freshly ground oats just because it needed a little bit more of like a binder of a flour. So now we're gonna be adding some flavors as well. So another like a natural sweetener, which I feel like is really underappreciated, is vanilla. These are actually fresh vanilla pods. I do kind of prefer, you know, ground vanilla just for practicality, or vanilla powder, that's what it's called. These smell super strong, don't they? So I'm just gonna grind. No, what is this called? Grate this up a little bit. I'm not sure actually how you're meant to use these things. I'm just kind of
split the pod open and you scrape out the vanilla in the middle.
I can.
There's loads of little seeds inside in the pod.
I see. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh yeah, I see. Wow.
That smells so beautiful.
So vanilla actually adds like a really nice, you know, natural sweetness, nice flavor. Yes, please. Another natural thing which I like to add is cinnamon. Also underappreciated. Cinnamon adds a really nice, you know, sweetness and flavor, which, you know, you can use.
And how about sweetness, Mia?
Oh,
because they're technically not sugar, are they?
I personally try to avoid sweeteners because also just like, you know, the sugar which we're avoiding, it's also very unnatural, very processed, not good for your microbiome. And Mum's also done some research. There's other things where it can be, you know, quite serious. I personally just don't like to add those because we can have natural sweetness from fruit. We're not trying to avoid, you know, fructose and things like that. We're just trying to avoid, you know, the unnatural man-made chemical things.
Well, you can also add mashed banana.
Yes.
And
banana's
apple
a great
sauce
sweetener.
as well.
And we want to break the chocolate bar up into these little squares.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like chocolate chips.
Ooh.
You could also use cacao nibs if you wanted it to be like super, super natural.
Oh, that
Nice.
looks
Just a little bit of
yummy.
salt, not too much. That's good. That's enough now. Guys, are you ready to help me for the important part? I must say, maybe these are a little bit too on the big side. There's some mega chunky chocolate chips. So make them into little balls like this, a bit bigger than what you guys have got, because you don't want it to be, you know, microscopic. You want it to be a good sized ball, like this. Yeah, look what we've made. Cookie dough.
So
you can eat it right now. That's what I love about this dessert.
I
Is it good, guys?
better than cookies.
Do you want to try some? Let's go on then. Help yourself.
Well, can I try one as well?
I mean, the board has like run out of room, so we need more room to make more.
Well, there's loads of chocolate chunks left.
Yeah, I think maybe we put a bit too much chocolate in it, guys.
And we can eat them.
Yeah.
do you know what these are made out of?
Oats.
Almond butter?
No, cashew, yeah.
Cashew butter. And I can't really tell what else.
Do you know there's a secret ingredient?
Yeah.
Chickpeas. You would never know. Yeah. I'm happy. That means my recipe is a success. I always ask people like, what is the flavor? Like, have a guess. Tell me what's in it. Tell me what it tastes like. Because it's a good way to like test if the recipe is successful. Also, another good way to test if the recipe is successful.
Is it good, Mia?
Time to get the big daddy one.
Time for me to make a dessert now. So I'm going to be making a raw cake, a raw cheesecake, strawberries and cream. I haven't actually made one of those before, so I'm going to be like you, Mia. And we're going to go through the journey together. But I did actually make a cheesecake about a couple of months ago on my Instagram. I showed you, and I had so many DMs from you saying, wow, it was a white chocolate and raspberry cheesecake, and I like swirled all the white chocolate layer with the raspberry. So it's not going to be white chocolate, it's going to be cream and strawberry, but it's still going to look really nice, I hope. But the only thing is, we have these like 10-inch springform tins.
They are massive.
These are amazing because they're not non-stick. They're just stainless steel and they work really well, but they only did this size. But it just means that I have to make a lot for it to be like the right height and everything. So don't worry, guys, when you make a raw cake, you don't have to have this many ingredients.
You don't have to make a 10-inch one.
No, and I would prefer to use a food processor, but we don't have one, so I'm going to be using my blender. This is a KitchenAid one with a glass jug. So as you guys probably know, I like trying to live like a low toxic lifestyle, so having stainless steel like cooking utensils and having glass where possible is really good for you because you're eliminating like microplastics and things like that. So it is a harder process using this. It takes a bit longer. So I don't want to do raw cakes an injustice because I'm not showing you in a food processor, but when you use a food processor, it's so much quicker. And when you have the right size tin, it's also much easier as well. But we're a big family, and you'll be surprised. We actually will make a big cheesecake like this, and we'll have half one night and half the next day, which is funny in a way because the ingredients for raw cakes, such as like nuts and things and coconut oil, they're actually really, really high in calories. But as a family, we don't count calories. We don't really care about calories. It's more about the nutrition that you're getting from food. And even though, like, some people might say, well, maybe your face looks different now because you cut out sugar and you're eating less calories, I actually eat more calories now.
Definitely, yeah, because
the raw cakes are super high. Yeah. So for me, the difference in my face, guys, as you can probably see in the photos and the clips that I'm going to share. One, I used to wear makeup all the time. I used to have to, like foundation. You can see that I'm wearing makeup and cake in my face and foundation because I just felt like my skin wasn't glowing and it just looked more dehydrated. Also, in these videos and clips, I am like a couple of years younger as well. But I feel like now my face has just like de-bloated. Like some people call it like a cortisol face. I call it a stressed out face, an inflammation face. And I feel like I can view this as like a negative, or it could be viewed as a good thing, but I can always tell when something's up with me. I can always tell if I'm living at a balance because it always shows up in my face first. Apparently that is a pitta trait. Pitta is, in Ayurveda you get different body types. I'm a pitta type, and it is one of those characteristics of a pitta that you can, like, stress shows in the face easily. So for me, if I don't get enough sleep, if I'm emotionally upset, if I'm not eating right, it shows in my face in ways like dark circles, puffiness. Like, if I have like bad sleep, it will show in my face first, whereas in other people it doesn't. So you can kind of view that as a bad thing, but that always means for me, I've got more motivation to look after myself because I don't like looking tired and ill and things like that. So for me, I've always felt like I've had to wear makeup and foundation because, like I said, things show up in my face really easily. In the past, when I didn't used to wear makeup, people would be like, oh, you look so tired, are you okay? Like, friends would say it, family members. So since quitting sugar, not only does my face now look more like healthier, a lot slimmer, less bloated, but also like my skin glows so much more now because I'm taking care of myself in lots of different ways, and eliminating sugar has been one of them. So I don't wear foundation anymore. So for special occasions, or if I have had a couple of nights bad sleep, I might put a bit of concealer around my eyes, but I do not coat it in any foundation, and I just love that. Like, I don't have to spend so much time in the morning. Like, it's amazing. Like, I've never really liked makeup. I've never been a makeup person, but I've just felt like it's a crux. Like, I've had to. And I also think when you stop wearing makeup, it helps your skin anyway as well. Like, makeup is kind of vicious loop. So I've got nothing against makeup. Makeup is a beautiful tool, but if you don't want to wear it and you're wearing it because you feel like you have to, it's kind of like a trap, isn't it? So anyway, guys, so for the cheesecake base, I'm going to be using buckwheat groats, which are really high in protein. Buckwheat is a pseudo grain, it's like a seed. And this is really good because it makes like a really good like floury bit for the base. I'm probably going to use maybe 2 cups of groats in this. Hang on, I've only got half a cup measuring jug because of we've got some washing up I need to do. Yeah, so I like using a bit of buckwheat. Buckwheat is really good in cake bases as well, raw ones, if you can't have nuts, if you're intolerant to nuts. I'm going to do and I'm also going to be using macadamias in this base because I want to create like a light coloured base for this strawberry and cream cheesecake. Some people love using almonds in the base as well. Me using almonds. Yeah. And like in brownies and chocolate ones, you can use like hazelnuts. That goes really, really so well. Delicious. But for this, I want it to be kind of light coloured. So I'm going to do the oat groats first, and these will go into a lovely fine flour. Look at that!
Wow!
It's made a beautiful flour.
Homemade flour.
I know, and then. For like a proper trad wife. And then I'm going to be putting the macadamia in here.
You dress like one today, you look nice.
Oh, thank you. I'm about to come on my period, so I wanted to look
lovely and feminine.
Something comfortable and feminine. But yeah, talking about periods, one thing that I've noticed is so I'm going to refer back to the London time period, just because before that I'd just given birth to Carmen Co and I was breastfeeding, and that's not a really good contrast to have, because when you're breastfeeding, your hormones are all over the place. But when we were living in London, it was like when Co and Carmen were a lot more grown up, and my periods were like really heavy, I'd have massive blood clots and they would kind of be like really all over the place. And I have noticed since we've been living here and I've eliminated sugar and I've been living more holistically, I have not had those periods anymore. Like they've really settled down now, which is really good.
That's not nice.
Yeah, I know it isn't nice, and they do say periods aren't random. Periods are like a mirror. Like, so you know how I was saying about my face is a mirror to what's going inside of my body. Periods are women's mirror to what is going on, and like if there's any irregularities in your period and like different things happening, that is because hormonally different things are happening inside your body, and it's a really good way of telling whether like we're imbalanced or not, or if we need to like calm down, we need more nutrition, we need more sleep, we need to like rest a little bit more. It's amazing though. I view all of these things as a blessing. So whenever I start noticing symptoms in my body, I'm grateful about that. I'm grateful that my body gives me feedback. So I'm now going to grind up the macadamia, because with the base it's going to be nuts, it's going to be... Wow, you picked some raspberries.
Yeah, these are the right ones.
Try some then. So, by the way, the best sugary thing you can ever have is fruit, isn't it?
Wow.
These are
Really
fresh
good.
picked from
Grown in
the
our
garden.
garden. Spanish sun. Like yummy.
They're good. Lovely. I'm going to be making something with strawberries in it. So I'm going to grind up the macadamias, blend them up. In a food processor, you could basically plonk all of
Do this all in one go.
Yeah, including with the dates. So now I've made, that almost turned into a nut butter, Mia.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Because macadamias are a super oily nut, aren't
Yeah,
they?
if you don't want to do that too long. Sorry guys. And now I'm going to add in some dates. So the dates are what are going to bind all of these flours up and make it into a sticky biscuit base. So with usual cheesecakes, it's like margarine or butter and biscuits, isn't it? But this is like way better for your skin, way better for your hormones, and in my opinion tastes way better. Do you blend them up in here, Mia?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So just
It's
check
a little
with
bit
Mia.
tricky, but
She's
just do it
been
on a
making
low
these by herself lately. So what it is, we have to be a bit more strategic with the blender, don't we? And another thing that I think is really important about like eating dates compared to like sugar and things like that is just obviously sugar and like glucose, things like that. It's really damaging for your skin and accelerates aging, and it like causes wrinkles, it damages your organs. So what I love about eating all this, I'm like, I can have my cake and eat it still, but it's not like making my skin age faster. It's not going to break down like collagen. It's providing me nutrients and it's just incredible. I just can't believe, I'm just so happy that that there is these options out there of where you can have your cake and eat it. And like I said, fruit, apple,
you don't
sliced
go
apple
back.
with nut butter.
I love that.
Delicious.
I always have that after the gym.
There's loads of, like Mia's going to show you to all of those desserts, but if you're getting cravings or you want something sweet, like your body is telling you, like especially before your period, women are meant to have more carbs. But sometimes if you have things like sugar, it can make your period symptoms worse, like your PMS and everything worse. So reaching for dates, papaya, apple with nut butter, things like that, really good for you. So I've got to blend these up as well for a little bit, make them smushy. Also, I want to add a bit of coconut oil into here, so maybe I could add the coconut oil.
That'll make this easier.
I'll add a bit into here. I'm just going to cook by eye. But of course, we need to quantify all of what we're making for you guys.
Yeah.
Don't we? I'm a bit of a free
that's why I'm
spirit.
going to buy some more cake tins which aren't 10 inches.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a free
You
spirit.
need to mix it.
Okay, so we've got coconut oil in here. I like adding a bit of coconut oil in the base for extra like fats and like substance. I think raw cheesecakes are great for keeping in the fridge or the freezer. So wherever you like
It's very impressive for guests as well.
It's for good for guests.
When we had
it's good
family,
for
they loved
birthdays.
it.
If you want to like go to someone's house and
You
bring like
gotta
a cake.
Get your hands a bit messy with
But
this
I
one.
really like it because like we always make sure we've got something in the freezer or the fridge for us.
Wow, this looks so good. You gotta be patient. It will all of a sudden turn into a batter.
We found some more for Dad.
Oh, lovely.
For
So
after
happy.
Dad's dinner.
So yeah, I guess the base of a raw cheesecake is kind of like making like an energy ball.
Yeah.
Look at that, like buttery
That
biscuit
looks
base.
so delicious.
But no butteriness, no.
You've done
no
well.
biscuit. Well, that's fine, nice thing.
You'll never know that. Biscuit-free, buttery biscuit base.
Yeah, wow. And I just tried a little bit and it tastes really sweet, but in like such a nice way.
Yeah.
There's another thing as well, I also, if we have a nice big slice of raw cheesecake, or raw cake, I always feel really satisfied after
Yeah, it's so satisfying.
Like you don't get, because sometimes when in the past, if I used to have a bit of cake, then I'd get like, I'd want to keep going back and go back and go back and keep having more and more. And it wasn't because I was hungry. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If I eat this, it's because I'm hungry and I want it. Because I'm choosing to, not because like I've turned into a sugar thing. It's not about counting calories. It's not about really eliminating things like
or even restricting yourself.
Restricting. We're not. We don't feel like this is restricting. I feel like I'm giving my body so many building blocks and like we're enjoying it. This is the most important thing. We enjoy it. This doesn't feel like I'm having to force it. That I'm restricting anything. I just feel so grateful for all of this, what nature has provided. And actually, if I was to be given any packaged food or like sugary things, I wouldn't want it. Like I don't want it at all. I don't crave it, and it would actually be like unenjoyable for me to eat it because it just tastes so low quality. A lot of ultra processed foods out there have just been produced in a way of really cheap ingredients, mass produced, so the company, you know, can make the most profit.
Yeah.
They don't care about the consumer. It's not high quality foods. Yeah, it's not high quality, and it's not the most important thing. It's not nourishing for our bodies. Like food isn't food. Like I don't class ultra processed foods as food.
Yeah.
This is food, and this is what our bodies have been designed to eat. So yeah, it's fine to say that. Anyway, now for the nice little filling bit, I've got loads of cashews that have been soaked in hot water. The longer you soak them for, the better. The more plumper they come out, the more hydrated. I'm just looking for the colander. And cashews make a really creamy cheesecake filling. So I'm gonna drain these off. And I'm going to now make the two parts of this cheesecake. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say, this has got to go in the freezer.
Yes,
I forgot
to set it.
I forgot. Right, so half of this is going to go in first. So I'm going to make the cream layer first because the second layer is going to be red. So it'll just make it easy. I think.
Yeah, it's nice. You don't really have to wash the blender if you make it in the right order.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put in coconut cream. That's it. So I'm going to put some coconut cream in. I've got some coconut whipping cream. You can use normal canned milk, but the thicker stuff has more like fattiness in it, and it makes more of like a creamy.
So
thing.
decadent.
Look at that.
Wow.
Wow, that looks
I love
so
coconut.
creamy. Delicious. And then to make it super creamy, I'm going to get one of Mia's vanilla pods.
This is convenient. I think I'm going to keep using these for blended.
I've never used vanilla pods before.
It's kind of awkward to use for... I reckon you can probably just put a chunk of it in.
Really? Can you just use a chunk of it? Will it blend up properly?
Yeah, I did that recently.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't want to risk it.
Well, I did it and it went fine. But
Did it? Okay.
if this is what you meant to do, I thought you could use the whole thing. So.
Maybe you can use the whole thing because it seems like a waste if you can't.
Yeah.
But inside that is like the bit which is like
yummy.
the...
Yeah, that looks yummy.
Oh, it smells so strong. Yeah, we won't throw this away, Mia. We will keep it because I reckon you're probably right. If anyone's watching this, can you like use the whole pod?
Well, I did and it went fine, so.
You don't have to do this, but Mia says she usually uses dates to sweeten it because this is the creamy layer. I don't want to change the colour that much. So I'm just going to add a touch of maple into it. And then I'm going to blend this up. Wow.
And blend it till it's really smooth.
Yeah, super smooth. Wow. This creamy, delicious layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop that into here for now. I hope I've made enough filling, Mia. Freaking out now.
I think it'll be fine as long as you properly scrape it.
Yeah, I've got the second layer coming. So I have got the other bit to do.
Yeah.
Strawberry layer. It's come out again how the other one did. I think the cashews make it a purple colour.
That's interesting. I guess it's a bit yellowy.
Yeah.
Cashews, ever so slightly. You know, maybe you need to add a tiny bit of potato powder or something like that. It's going to be delicious. It's just for the aesthetics. Still looks beautiful
So
though.
I'm going to kind of, oh look how satisfying that looks.
That is satisfying.
Mix all that up. So you could do 2 layers if you want, or you could swirl it on.
Mum likes making like a marble effect. I think that's really pretty.
That is really nice when it sort of swirls on a bit like that. And then guys, what you simply do, you put this in the freezer to set. It needs sometimes like a good few hours.
This one should be alright because it's quite thick, but it will need, you know, a couple hours.
Yeah, so just swirl it around a bit. Oh, that looks so good. I'm so happy with this. But the flavour is so good because the strawberries sweetened that layer naturally.
Yeah.
And they were really, because they were frozen strawberries that I defrosted. And they went
went
really
super
natural. They
sweet.
didn't have any sugar added to them. But when they defrosted, they went naturally quite syrupy. Which is good. That looks really pretty. What do you think, Mia? Is that good?
I think that's
I
amazing.
want to swirl it around with this top of this spoon.
Sometimes I like to add a layer of chocolate on top of my cheesecakes as well for a nice bit of crunch.
There we go.
Beautiful.
It tastes really good as well. So we've got to show you the date bark when it's done. And this. We should do a family taste test, shouldn't we?
We should.
Of everything.
Which one's the best?
Surprises for you. Come on. Right, stand there, stand there.
Dessert
stand there.
time.
Right, are you ready for, we've got 3 desserts that we've made today.
No, he's actually got 4 for you.
So here is the strawberries and cream cheesecake. It's actually come out purple again, which is really weird. But when fruit is red and you blend it with cashews, it actually comes out purple.
Not
Okay.
sure why that happens.
This actually could probably be in the freezer a little tiny bit longer if you want.
We're rushing it because we want to eat it.
And we want to show you guys as well. Look at that.
Ooh, that looks really nice, the layers. I'm loving it.
That looks so pretty. And then Mia, what else do we have? We've got a trio of desserts
Okay.
We have cookie dough balls.
with a secret ingredient in.
For you,
Wow.
green colour mint.
There you go.
Oh yeah, they want to
Did
make
you?
like
Oh, and our raspberries. You picked them. Well
Yay.
done.
And then we also have
Nice.
Mia's classic
date
Oh,
bar.
this is probably my
So
favourite.
you've got to go and
OG.
show the fifth fam how it crackles and
You know how you get that dessert with the petite 4? I feel like this is the massive 3.
Yeah. The cracks. I love it when
cracks
the
and the
chocolate
chocolate.
cracks.
Yeah.
What are you going to go for, Cameron Coa?
Probably the date bark.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the date buck. It is
do.
honestly so quick and easy to make, and the whole family loves it. It's
I'm
simple.
kind of spoiled now because when we don't have the date bark, I'm
like
like
these.
the other desserts are amazing. But
I
when we
like
don't have the
these.
date bark, I do
I
miss
like-
it.
You like the cookie dough, do you, Cara?
these.
You want to try cheesecake? Okay, we'll cut you a slice of cheesecake in a minute. Mia's just trying to get into here.
And there we have.
Okay.
And there we have a perfect bit of date bark.
Mmm.
That was a good bite. I'm gonna get my own piece.
Cara, do you want to try some more cheesecake, buddy? Ready? Jenna's being the camera girl right now, and look, I can see drool coming down the bottom of her.
Do you want me to film this?
Not actually.
I feel bad, doesn't it? Because she really wants to try some.
That
Do you want
looks so
some
good.
cheesecakes, Jenna?
Sure, I'll have
Wow.
anything.
That
Mate,
looks so good.
Do you want some, Cara?
Oh, wow.
Watch your fingers, guys, because I've got a
I'll
sharp
be the
knife
taste
here.
tester.
Me too.
Does it taste like strawberries and cream? Macadamia and buckwheat in the base.
I thought I could taste macadamia.
That's
really
sweet
good.
and natural, isn't it? But like mild.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So I'm gonna have to try
I
some
can
of this as
smell the
well.
strawberries.
Can you give me a spoon, Mum?
Oh, of course, buddy. Here you go.
You said that so politely.
I'll be your taste tester as well.
Yeah, and this is perfect because you can just keep it in the fridge now that it's like solidified.
Taste it, strawberries
And if you want your cheesecake to be more
There you go.
firmer.
It tastes like strawberries and cream.
Oh, I'm so happy about that. You can have it more firmer, leave it in the freezer for longer.
longer, yeah.
And then just bring it out and let it thaw slightly. But if you want it to be more like creamy.
It's also good like that.
I just really love that all of this is just really satisfying and it's just so nourishing for you. Like there is pure abundance out there, and I just don't feel any like lack at all.
Me neither.
And I feel stuffed
feels
and super
amazing.
satiated.
Don't
And like I
forget
said, all of the
about that
ingredients that we've used today, we've got a food and drink section on Glowing Healthy. And so we've added medules on there, all the different nuts. So you can like get a little storehouse, a little supply, I mean.
Yeah, supply like
portion so that you can make all of these beautiful raw treats. Of course, Mia's going to make the recipe book as well. And then we should share some
pipeline.
things on Instagram as well. I think it's only fair if we share some of this with you. So I promise I won't start like eyeballing it. I will try and quantify everything.
Yeah, that's the main thing is I just usually do it all by eye.
Yeah.
So I'm measuring it for you guys now.
Also, guys, if you've got any questions about going sugar-free, ask us in the comments and we'll try and get back to you. We don't normally like ask you to do that, but I would really like to be helpful with you on this subject.
I think it'd be a good conversation to start.
I think this is such a big deal. It's made such a difference to our lives. I thought it was impossible and overwhelming. Turns out that it's not, but it was a gradual process, and it's all about being kind to your body and loving your body and just actually seeing things from a perspective of abundance out there, and that nature's always got it right. Look at Carmen and Koa, look at them. They love it so much. Anyway, guys,
chocolate.
don't forget to follow me on TikTok. I've just started a new account on there, and thank you so much. The account is blowing up, glowing healthy, and then also I've got my own personal account, Georgiana
It's
Fizz.
Glowing Healthy Georgie.
It's Glowing Healthy Georgie. That threw me then. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know.
And also I've got my own Instagram, Georgiana Fizz, and then also every week I'm going to be bringing out a video on this channel sharing my healthy lifestyle as a mum of 4. Hope you enjoy it and see you next week. Love you.